The boys, how we doing today? Everyone's doing well. Doing a late stream today. I don't know which like time I like streaming yet with my new schedule. Still trying to figure that one out, playing around a little bit. I had like, because this is like the end of my day and I can actually stay up late now because I have a different job. So like, it's not too bad for me now. Because before, like, streaming was like, I would stream at my 2 o'clock time slot. By the time I was done, I would have like, I don't know, say like an hour or two left afterwards, like get ready for bed and all that stuff you have to do. Now it's like, that's a very midday time slot for me. There's a whole like different schedule and everything. It's weird. I'm gonna have to become a 7 o'clock Andy. And also, that would be more like reasonable for being like, you know, East Coast. Like that'd make a little bit more sense. So is this the only play? He's not green. He ain't the right color. So I guess we're gonna have to just run in here literally 5,000 times until we get the Skarmory. I want the Skarmory because I have a plan. I think what I'm going to do, I think I'm going to transfer my Umbreon that I have on Scarlet and Violet into this game. And I'm going to run like Umbreon, Beedrill, and Skarmory as a team. I don't know. Part of me feels like, is there any chance I'll actually use Umbreon again in like any regulation? That's my problem. It's like you can transfer Pokemon into Legend ZA, but they ain't coming back out, dude. They're in there forever. They're locked in. We'll never see those boys again. It's like I got that shiny Dratini I could send in, but like I'm not. That boy might have a purpose. You know what I mean? Might have some sauce left. All right, this seems like a relatively easy reset for. Oh, sure, is more spawns. I don't want an alpha. Like, I don't know. Skarmory doesn't seem like that type of guy to be like the really big bird. I just kind of want a regular one, to be honest. Alphas don't hit for certain Pokemon for me. Bro is like fucking lacking over there. One problem is, I should probably do this at night. Is it better at night? Is nighttime just better? Probably. I mean, by the time he spawns, it probably will be nighttime, so really, what is the difference? I kind of like this angle we're coming in, though. It's kind of funny. Bro, I tried watching some Game of Thrones again today. Like, I resumed where I left off. I'm in, like, towards the end of season 3. I'm not at the Red Wedding just yet. I got that in a couple episodes. I tried to watch it. I got like 5 minutes in the resume where I left off, and I'm like, I was just like, eh. Like, it wasn't hitting for me, you know what I mean? So I'm like, I'll just do something else while I'm doing my cardio. So my cardio thing became just scrolling TikTok instead. Which, like, I have to say, new to the TikTok game, haven't used that ever before. The algorithm is kind of crazy, because it's like good. It like doesn't suck ass. Because YouTube Shorts' algorithm will give me shit I can't even begin to like conceive how they came to the conclusion that I would like that thing. So I'm like, what are we doing here? TikTok, though, that served me up some shit, though. Like, I do keep getting those TikToks that are like, if this is here, you gotta stop watching goth girls. And it's like, dude, it's not my fault. I scroll past, I just get so many of them in the feed. Wait, we get Chespin here? Where's Chespin spawn? Hold up. Hold the phone. I would not mind a nice little Chespin. Is he coming out of the ground? He's got to come out of one of them holes, surely. If he don't, I don't know where he would even ever spawn. Ow. If it's a shiny Diggersby, I'll be very sad. Nothing will be worse than Medicham. Because, like, let me look through the Pokedex real quick. I'm almost positive that is genuinely my least favorite Pokemon. Oh, they have, like, actually, like, the shiny version. Wait, that's cool as hell. I didn't know they did that. Is that in Scarlet and Violet? Oh, wait, that's so sick. Yeah, I think. I really don't like Frost. I don't like Galale. Honestly, though, I actually like Galale better than Medicham. I don't like Drampa. Yeah, Medicham is generally my least favorite Pokemon in this game. Pyroar is down there, too. Pyroar just has no sauce. I hate Aromatisse. I still think it's Medicham, dude. And I feel like I can't escape that Pokemon. I remember I did a Soul Link Nuzlocke with my best friend of, like... I want to say Heart Gold, Soul Silver. And, like, he randomized the seed, he randomized the other seed. He sent me that one. So we had different seeds. To everything completely randomized. Tell me how both of our first encounters, for both of us, on the first round of the game, we both got Medicham. Or he keeps, like, switching me up. Oh, God. Oh, God, run. If we got to, we got the answer for this. So, where does the Chespin spawn? It's like, it doesn't make me feel like a fool. You know, we could actually rest in there, couldn't we? I don't like the bench method. Something about it doesn't do it for me. I will get it to nighttime, though. Because I need my dusk balls to work, because I'm a dusk ball Daryl, I guess. We're gonna go with that one, dusk ball Daryl. That's how we rhyming it. Brother, it is always the zone now. Living in Lumio City is genuinely the worst, because the battle zones popping up around, like, your neighborhood or your place of work already sucked. But now, like, they can just pop up, like, 3 of them? The city was like, yeah, we need more. The Royale is over, everything is saved. The tournament is complete. We need more of these damn things. So, where Chespin? I'm starting to think he's not even actually in here. I don't actually think I caught him. I'm pretty sure I just have the Chespin completion from getting the one from the quest. The stupid chud Chespin that hates public transportation. There he is. Let's pop. That's a big Chespin. Oh, that's an alpha Chespin. That's a big boy. I don't think I want that guy to be alpha. I didn't see the fucking Skarmory, dude. He looks like he has no thoughts in his head the way he's like, zooming around the air, bro. He is straight chilling up there. My man don't give a damn. I guess we can check these on the first go in. Yeah. I wonder if Chespin's only at night. Something about him strikes me as a nocturnal type guy. By who? Who got me? Oh, man. Dude, any like good horror movies coming out soon? I know Black Phone 2 came out like last month. I wanted to see it, but it just kind of slipped into my stupid ADHD brain, and I didn't think about the movie until right now. I did see, the last movie I saw in theaters was Strangers Part 2, Chapter 2, which, fantastic series naming convention, by the way, because you have The Strangers is the first one, Strangers Pray at Night is the sequel, then the third movie in the series is Strangers Chapter 1, and then Strangers Chapter 2. Like, excuse me? Also, what is happening on that building? You just go up to the edge of that and that's so weird looking. Yeah, I saw that movie. critics like kind of dunked on it a little bit. It wasn't that good. It was like, it was fine. I didn't see the first one. What they did, which I think is really strange. Get it? Because we're talking about the strangers. Get it? Really high level joke right there, dude. We're caught bringing the zingers. I think I used all my funny juice yesterday with the Delaware Bulbasaur and the yellow Nuzlocke. Anyway, Chapter 1 is just a remake of the first movie, but like a little worse. And the weird, that's a fucking Alpha Digger's Bee, which is not that interesting considering they give you a Bunnelby. Still aggroed. Leave me alone. I'll just leave for posterity, it's fine. Anyway. Getting sidetracked talking about the strangers. The first movie was like really good. It was just very like, how would I describe it? It was like a very real threat. And the whole point of the movie was like that crime and like danger like that and like break-ins and just your whole family getting killed like that and everything was very random in nature. And like that was like, and it wasn't like really called to the like the viewer that that's the whole point of the movie and everything. It was very like shown. It was only reflected in like one line of the movie where the main character like asks the one girl killer like, why are you doing this? And she's like, because you were home. Really sell like the randomness of the crime. Then 2, they had a similar line, although I can't remember it. It's still similar. They just randomly go after some family at a campground. But then, like, they kind of go a little too hard with that whole, like, oh, the whole point of it and the scariness is from the randomness type thing. In the, like, the remake and then in the chapter 2. Because I can't say second one because it's technically not the second one. Dude's naming convention sucks. Like, literally, like, I rolled my eyes in a movie theater and just groaned when me and my friend saw it. Because we both really liked the first movie, the whole, like, plot of it and everything. And the movie, I kid you not, opens with like a quote of crime statistics. Not that kind of crime statistics. It's not that kind of movie. But it's like, oh yeah, like out of like X number of like murders, like this many are random in nature for like no reason. And it's like, yeah, way to just keep hammering home. And it keeps calling it to it and it kind of just muddies the whole point of it and kind of ruins the theme. The movie was still, like, fine. Kind of dragged on a little bit. And there's also a chapter 3. It's weird because chapter 1 was a remake of the first movie, but chapter 2 is not a remake of the second movie. It's a continuation. Like, it's literally some, like, Halloween chapter 2 things. When Laurie Strode wakes up in the hospital and just Jason, or not Jason. Holy hell, that was a horrible misspeak. I get eviscerated by horror fans with that one. Good God. We all know it was Freddy Krueger in that one. Anyway, Michael Myers chases her in the hospital. That's the first scene of Strangers Chapter 2. Just stalking the girl throughout the hospital as she's trying to escape. And like it's like shot really well and like the lights are like, the power is out and everything. They have like the red like, what would you call it? The emergency lighting system, I guess? That's going off and it's like, dude, that part of the movie, fantastic. But then, like, she escapes and she's just traveling through the woods and just, it kind of drags on and on. And also, they started going into, like, the backstory of the killers. Like, I had to learn the backstory of the girl one. Which, 1, I can fix her. 2, I can't because, yeah, I don't know. They started going into how she was, like, a little girl and, like, she was, like, the emo girl. Like, little, like, 5-year-old with the black hair and, like, the weird kid. She liked that, like, clean-cut, popular, like, other 8-year-old. And then she saw a blonde girl kiss her, then she just fucking killed them. The twist is, though, that the blonde guy is also crazy and, like, the crazy girl. And he's, like, the really big killer. Or something like that. Spoilers. What do you mean, my controller? This is the worst part for my controller to die. This is not a good zone. Oh my god, thank god they're asleep. Hang on. We're in danger. Got the cord? Cord's here. Oh, shh. I feel like fucking Bear Grylls. Like, I'm Bear Grylls. Welcome to Wild Zone 17. Here we are. They're sleeping. I gotta drink my own pee. Why did he do that in every single episode? Holy shit, thank God we're doing this at nighttime. If I didn't like Dusk Balls, we'd be dead right now. And we don't need that Pokeball. Good God. At night? I guess this is nice that I have wires. Honestly, thank God I remembered I can actually plug stuff into my Switch. Like it has a USB port. Because I don't got any more on my PC. I might, like on the back. But that's just not very wieldy, you know what I mean? I feel like the back ports are the ones that are for the shit that you just never touch ever again. Dude, he looks so dumb. Just zooming through the air. Yeah, my front one is like my... You know, honestly, I feel like I could put my headset, like, receiver thing, because I have a wireless headset. I feel like I could put that in the, like, back of the PC, but... I have this idea that would cause some kind of electrical interference for some reason. I don't even think that's, like, true. I'm like, I actually, like, am more, like, leading to that being, like, a total, like, bullshit. I'm psychotic for thinking that. But I still won't do it. What is this whistle? What was that, like, track, bro? That was, like, different. Wait. Am I going crazy here, like, talking about the strangers and shit? Look, I never heard that shit in my life. Dawn is approaching. Why is she coming to Lumiose, dude? She's not even a Mega Evolution user, I think. There's a shiny up there. Where does he even go, by the way? Does he land? Oh, he's just vibing, bro. Look at him go. Just zooming. Why do we have pyro statues here, by the way? They really claim this place and like put up their own statues, dude. I was gonna say something, I forgot what it was. I got distracted by the Skarmory. Holy shit. Oh yeah, League of Legends, dude, because I've been watching a lot of Worlds content for that because the World Championships going on. My team T1 is in the finals again. I know, very interesting. My favorite team is the one that's won 6 out of like 12 of the championships. Really cool. Honestly, it's only at that point because in North America is awful, and all of the Korean teams I liked are gone. So like T1 is just like the last team, like old head team that's like left in League of Legends at this point. So I used to like CJ Entus, which was this old Korean organization. They used to be a Zubu Frost. They were actually competed in the World Seasons 2 championships. All the way back in like 2011 or 2012, whatever it was. They lost, unfortunately, though. They also cheated, which is crazy. They were like... For some reason, Riot thought it would be a really good idea to have, like... Okay, so you had the stage, right? You had one team and their stuff, like, over here, and, like, they're facing this way. Then, like, the other team over here. And then they're just kind of, like, facing away. Then, like, right behind them over here was the monitor. The big old screen everyone in the, like, audience could watch. So they're just sitting there gaming and shit, and like they're have it right behind him. So obviously, my man over there to check where the jungler and everything, he's hitting one of these. That's all. Then like that's how they were cheating. He was literally hitting one of these, and just looking at the fucking thing so he can see the other team in the fog of war. It's just like, did Riot think they would everybody would operate in the fucking honor system? I just don't even understand what they were doing. I know it was like a new, like... It was like a whole new feel with esports back and then, all like big production for it, and like, I don't know, man. It was really bizarre. I feel like someone should have realized that. If like, your 5-year-old brother was doing that shit, playing like GoldenEye, then like I'm pretty sure pros with like $30 on the line are going to do it too. Watching all those League of Legends got me thinking though. I had played that game for like 10 years. Possibly longer, I don't even know at this point. I fell off of it though, because there's too many jungle changes that I didn't like, a main jungle. The big thing that was pushing me over the edge was like Scuttle Crab when they changed that thing. Scuttle Crab when it was introduced, fine, but eventually they changed it so like, it was a little crab guy in the river. A little crab man. And your team had to, if like, they put pretty much all of the experience you could get from the crab. So if you did your other camps, you would get like some, but like you needed the crab. The crab was the most important thing. If you did not get the crab, you might as well just quit because you're so far behind, you're useless and awful. Problem with this was, that usually would require your lanes to do things. You needed your lane to push out and help you get the crab. Because they needed to come assist you. So if your lanes were just bad and you had crappy characters that could, like lost early to the other guy, you had no help and you would just be like a 2v1 and you couldn't contest for the crabs. And if you got double crabbed, you might as well just AFK. Horrible meta. Genuinely, like the thing is when like they were like, okay, you don't know what they're doing anymore. That's when Riot was just lost in the sauce. We need to get the hell out of here at daytime, by the way. We gotta hit that bench real fast. See, I quit because of that, but I was thinking, one, I thought about downloading League of Legends again because I have like Riot Launcher on my PC. So I downloaded 2xKO to play with a friend of mine. And I gotta say, dude, the little League of Legends icon is calling me like the Green Goblin mask, bro. That is a dangerous launcher to have on your PC. Like every time I boot up 2xKO, I'm staring at that thing and it's calling my name, whispering me to come back. I just keep typing in all chat, jungle is ruined. That, but I realized League of Legends has played an incredibly important part in the video game ecosystem. Without League of Legends, can you imagine how many psychopaths would be out in like the wild and all these other video games, dude? Like, let me tell you a story. In my city, there used to be a Burger King downtown. This was the most important Burger King in the city. Because for some reason, this Burger King would attract, like, all of the craziness. If you went into that Burger King at any time at night, you would see, like, fighting, people screaming, drug addicts, like, literally overdosing, like, people shitting. Like, it was like that, it was that insane. It just attracted, like, that stuff. But because of that, the surrounding neighborhood was, like, okay. Like, it was all contained in the Burger King. Eventually, that Burger King closed down. And I kid you not, downtown is genuinely more dangerous and, like, less nice and worse. Because the containment zone has been gone. It's like there was an SCP breach, dude. So now, just, like, downtown is awful. Because the Burger King closed. And just all the craziness is left to fester. That's what we need League of Legends for. League of Legends is a Burger King. And it contains all the junglers and top laners. And they should not be allowed to enter society and play other games. Bro, look at the statue, dude. This guy is such a Chad, by the way. Like, this is such... Like, he's got his whole pack. He's got statues of himself. 2 statues, by the way. He's got the... Dude, he has these statues positioned. So you come in this way, he's got eyes on you. You come up the stairs, he's looking at you over there. Wherever you coming in, like, you're looking at the statue. Except that entrance. Don't worry about that one. That dude is aura farming, bro. He is so cool. Simba could never. Kovu, though. Kovu would. Dude, I don't understand Kovu because Kovu from The Lion King 2 has the most insane stranglehold on women from like ages of like 27 to like 35. It is crazy. Women love Kovu. That is like such a common hear me out, and I don't understand it, honestly. I didn't see the movie, so I don't understand it. I should say that. I think it falls under the same like Sasuke, Shadow the Hedgehog, like archetype type thing. They should have made the shiny like have black hair, dude. They should have made him look like Kovu and Scar. They fucked up with Pyro so bad, dude. Game Freak fumbled with a lion Pokemon. What is this music? I feel like the instruments are changing constantly now. Am I crazy? Like, what is happening here? I was talking on stream the other day. I used to think I was a petty person. I came to the realization today that I'm not. I'm actually pretty empathetic. My previous boss, horrible human being. Now I know everybody says that about like their like boss or whatever. But no, my previous boss was genuinely like an evil human being. To the point where, so context, my last job was at a gym. We had a regular who was coming for years. Dude, the guy died. He went into cardiac arrest, was foaming at the mouth, pulse was gone, had to be revived with an AED. And this happened like during work hours. All knew the dude, great dude. My one coworker was a little frazzled. He was a little upset by these events. For good reason, right? My boss called him into work in the office later, chewed him out for like wasting like 5-10 minutes not working and causing a scene because he was a little upset, which he didn't, by the way. It was not even a thing. Make matters worse, wasn't just like some random like guy. That was a different coworker's father, so it's not like a total random. It's, even if it was a random, like it's still like a horrible thing to witness. Yeah, genuinely evil person. Anyway, I do kind of feel bad for him. Because when he got hired, he's like 23, early 20s, like 22, something like that. He got hired to be the operations manager, to run the whole show. And they figured like, oh, he'd be great. Like, he looked, whatever, he talked really good, interviewed well. His hairline is so cooked. They thought he was in his 40s. Like, I talked to the director who hired him after like the director left the company shortly after, and he's like, dude, I would not have hired him. I literally thought he was like older than me. My director was like late 30s. Like, the hairline was that cooked that he got a job out of it. Dude, the hairline is so bad for him that I used to have people coming up to me and they'd be like, oh, hey, yeah, yesterday I had an issue, blah, 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 blah. I was talking to like another guy. He had like, it's like a middle-aged man, the receding hairline. And I'm like, knew exactly who they're talking about. I'm like, bro, that guy's 22. Like, nah, it's hard out there. And I honestly, I still kind of feel bad for him because despite being the most evil person, honestly, if I had a hairline that fucked, I would probably also be evil too. I don't even know how to describe it to you. I will just describe it the way one of my coworkers described it. He said it looked like his hair was a cave formation. Picture what you will, but it's accurate. Shh. I forgot what Skarmory looked like for a second. Dude, I went to the public library today. First time I've ever been to a library, by the way. Never been to one in my life. I've been to like the one like my grade school had and everything, as you do when you're a little kid. And like when I was an adult, I just buy the books. But like I went to like the library because I need to print stuff out. And like nobody owns printers anymore, which good, by the way. Printers are the biggest letdown I've ever like seen in my life. Because I remember when I was younger, when I was like a teenager, I was like, wow, printers are kind of crappy. This is like mid-late 2000s. Like, printers are kind of crappy. I wish they would be like a little bit better. I can't wait to see the technology advancing and what kind of crazy printers we'll get. Like, wow, the iPhone just came out. This is a crazy technology. I wonder what printers are going to look like in the future. It's the same thing. There's been no innovation. The only innovation has been subscription models for your ink. Like, I don't understand how that entire industry is a racket. Like, it should genuinely be investigated, bro. Like, there has to be like some up and coming printer company with some crazy new printer technology, and then just like Brother and HP are coming in like, no, don't you dare. We got a good thing going on. We combine all the inks in the black when you run out of the black ink, and that way they waste all the color ink. Then we won't be able to let them print when they're out of the color ink. It's insane. Yeah, I had to go to the library to print some stuff out. Print out some flyers or something. And like, libraries, what a nice resource. My God, that was like, wow, my tax dollars actually go to something that isn't like funding human trafficking and what else the US government does. Gun distribution, I guess. Crimes. A lot of bad crimes. Crazy part though was it's very expensive to print stuff. I found out it's like 25 cents. Like, I sat down like at the computer after like getting my library card, signing up and everything. I'm like, ooh, 25. I pull out my phone real quick and I'm like, oh, let me what we got at Staples? What's it looking over there? And like I googled it real quick, and like the little like AI like little Google guy popped up, and it's like, oh, it's 26 cents. And I'm like, one, I don't even know if that's true because it's the Google AI overview. That shit never is correct. Two, I'm not gonna just dip and tell the guy at the front desk of the public library, like, oh yeah, actually I don't have to print anything. It's 1 cent cheaper if I go all the way down to Staples. I care not about your public facility. Yeah, I got in, got out, printed my shit, and left. It was great. I didn't want to like look around for like books and everything. It was like I saw like a kids section, like an information section. Then I was like, I don't know. I was just kind of like, I want to go. It didn't seem like that. I'm not gonna like find like fucking the complete works of Stephen King in there. I felt like, you know what I mean? It didn't have like that vibe. There's other like locations that I think are better. I went to like the crap one. It's funny because there's like a little tiny crap one like near me. Then you go down like not even far, dude. Like literally 5 blocks. It's a short walk, 10 minutes max. Then it's like the biggest building I've ever seen in my life, like brand new. And I'm like, brother, I'd be pissed if I was like at this one. You got to open the good place like that close? It's insane. I gotta make a comparison. Ooh, is that the Sword and Shield tree? I don't know, bros. I don't know about this game. You know, I really enjoyed my like 70 hours so far, but that tree doesn't look very good, so what is there to say? I kind of want to watch the Friday the 13th movies again. I watched like all of them like several years ago. Love that series, by the way. Fantastic. By fantastic, I mean like holy shit. Most of them are trash. Like one is not good. By the way, the first one is crazy because they killed a real animal for it, and like it's in the movie. Like they literally killed a real animal. Like they're gonna use like a prop snake for like a scene, like when Jason like or like somebody cuts the head off of it. And they used like a legitimate real one accidentally, and then they did it and kept it in the movie, which, like, is that legal? If you told me like that would be a crime to like, kill an animal for real for your film, like, yeah, I would believe you. That feels like it should probably be some sort of crime. Yeah, that one wasn't very good. I don't remember 2. I think 2 was when he had the sack on his head. 1 was he wasn't even in it. Well, he was in the post-credits scene. That's how they get you, dude. Everybody should learn that one from Scream. It was the mom in Friday the 13th one. Like, it was okay after, like, once you got the third one, like, that's when it started finding its groove. And, like, later, like, they just got stupid. But then, like, they kind of ran it back. Like, unironically, Jason X is my second favorite in the series. Which is a hot take. Everybody hated that movie because they sent him to space. I'm like, fuck yeah. That movie's got some of the best kills in the series. They got the nitroglycerin one. They got the one with, like, the little hologram. Or, camp counselors. I almost said cheerleaders. Which I feel like would also track. My favorite one, by far, the remake of Friday the 13th. That movie rules, dude. It is so sick. That movie is, like, so insane because you look at some of the other remakes. Namely, actually, the only one I could really say is the Friday 13th, not Friday 13th, excuse me. The, what the hell's his name? The Freddy Krueger ones. Nightmare on Elm Street. That remake sucked. Awful. That remake was bad because all they had was all this CGI. They did like remade the kills like almost 1-to-1. And like just did it in like awful CGI. So it looked horrible. The one thing, this is probably the hottest take I could ever say. This is like literally the hottest horror movie take possible. I like the Freddy in that movie better than Robert Englund in like the classic ones. Because he was like serious. And like a little like fucked up. And like genuinely I like that better than Robert Englund, who I feel like got a little too goofy later. They also like made Freddy more of a darker character in general. Like, Freddy was great. The movie overall was not good, though. But the Friday the 13th remake, though, that went crazy. It was like, they kind of remade the first 3 films into one, like, supercut, basically. Combined, like, the story beats of all of them with, like, little things like guy looking for his sister, all this other shit. And Jason was really cool in it, too, because he wasn't, like, magical zombie teleporting man who just would appear in convenient places to kill the counselors. He was like a rugged survivalist with like a compound, and like he had tunnels dug so he can get to places quickly, and that's how they justified him popping up behind people and creating like how he was doing that and stuff. It was really cool. I remember reading that there was like one proposed kill for the movie where he shoots a guy like in a boat, like on the lake. Guy dies. Girl that was like jet skiing or whatever is like stranded, and she like swims over to a dock, and just like Jason gets him like stabbing him in the head, like through the floor or whatever, something like that. The proposed kill for that scene, Jason was going to persistence hunt her. He was going to wait her out, keep shooting arrows at her, and keep her swimming in the lake until she got too tired and couldn't swim no more and drowned. Which, that is crazy. Bro was about to hunt her like a gazelle. Like, what? I kind of wish they went with that. I really like that portrayal of Jason. And then they never made another Friday the 13th movie because there was like a licensing lawsuit and like some issues and all that stuff. Which kind of sucks because like, I think that's why we ended up with the Friday the 13th, like, Dead by Daylight game and him not in Dead by Daylight. Like, I don't like that game. That's one of those games that everything I hear, I feel like most games that are multiplayer and competitive in some aspect, you talk to people who play them, and they'll always say like, this is the worst game ever. Like, don't ever play this. This is a true nightmare. Genuinely, I think Pokemon is the only one people are like, oh yeah, Pokemon's fun, you should play it. Even like fucking VGC and shit. They're like, oh yeah, it's great, you should give it a shot. But like other games online though, it's like, oh, don't bother. Dead by Daylight hates that. Those fans hate that game, I swear to God. I watched this whole like one video deep dive that was like 45 minutes on how fucked that game is. And all the awful metas and how awful the devs are. How dumb they are and stuff. It's just crazy game. I don't know how anybody can play that game ever. It's also apparently incredibly toxic, from what I heard. I don't know. But crazy how that game got like every single like big time horror guy ever. Even shit like Pyramid Head. I don't know what he looks like in that movie though, because Pyramid Head should be jacked. I know that's not the canonical accurate one. I know if you play Silent Hill 2, he's not jacked, but he should be jacked. I don't know if they got like an actual bodybuilder use like a bodysuit or whatever with his portrayal in the second movie. The dude is massive, bro. He is huge. And he's just like arm and flexing with the great knife and everything. It's like, you did not have to make Pyramid Head massive like that. Now that they did that though, that should be the only one. No. I really want to know like what this area looks like on the Switch too. I'm glad this is a one-to-one port. It's like there was an era where ports were super weird. Like I'm talking like you'd have a game that is on like the PlayStation 2 and the PlayStation 3. And the PlayStation 2 version would be a completely different video game. I think there was a Splinter Cell game that was just wildly different. This happened a lot with like Wii games too, where they'd just be a 100% completely different game. And like some of them were like really good from what people would say, but I never played those versions. But they were just like radically different. I don't know how I feel about a radically different port like that. There's a classic example of that with the Aladdin games. Where Aladdin SNES and Aladdin Genesis are just literally two opposite games. To the point where if you just like say you like the Aladdin game, like you have to specify which console because like it's actually that different. The Genesis is the best one, by the way. Hot take. I'm sure there's like some other examples of like ports being really super weird. They should have more fucked up ports, honestly. Because like sometimes I feel like they'll have a port where like they clearly make the game on like the older hardware, then kind of upgrade it for the newer hardware. Then you have the vice versa one, which is where you get the fun stuff, where they just like downgraded, who cares. I think the Sonic Unleashed game has a wild one too. And I think the Wii version is also like radically different. And I think it has a PlayStation 2 version that's like barely functional. Which is like crazy. You didn't have to release that like console generation in the past. Except like you probably should because it's the PlayStation 2. That system had literally every game ever created. I swear to God, that game had literally like 1 billion games. They probably still putting games on that thing right now. I won't even be surprised. I really hate like a bad port though. Like I'm talking like the type of port when like it's like later. And like that becomes like the prevailing like I hate a port. I hate when there's a port that sucks. But that's the one everybody played. And it kind of ruins the original. There has to be a billion examples of this. Or like even remasters and everything. Or it's just not good. The big one is Sonic Adventure. Everybody played Sonic Adventure like DX or whatever it was called. That they screw that one up horribly. The graphics are all like really weird and completely different. The lighting's completely different. And because like the way the engine works, like functionality wise, like you fall through the ground way more than you like should. Like falling through the ground and everything, like you'd be seeing videos on that game. That wasn't really a thing on the Dreamcast version. Like you can't play the Dreamcast version. It's just lost. So you're stuck with a really shitty port. You have to like unport it almost. That's almost the crappy part about going back and playing old games. Is like, how do I play this game the proper way? You have to deal with like, oh, do I want to play it with like an official patch? Do I want to play it with like graphics mods? Like, where do you draw the line with things? Not me. I just raw dog that shit, dude. Unless I need to get like actual function, I'll like install some crap to get something to run. I won't even like install like better controls. I'm sure there's a mod for the classic Resident Evils to have no tank controls. Not me, dude. I love them tank controls. That's another game, by the way. I have the hot take that the remake of 1 is not quite as good as 1. Resident Evil 1, like the original Super Nintendo one, that game was really cool because Jill and Chris had radically different paths throughout the mansion in the early game. And it actually did make them feel like very distinct and different. It did feel like you're playing two different things. When they added the mansion, when they made the remake on the GameCube, game still looks phenomenal graphically, by the way. I don't know how the hell they did that. I think it's the pre-rendered backgrounds. They kind of like I don't know if streamline's the right word. They changed some of the pathings. They added a lot more rooms and new sections of the mansion. And it caused this thing where they kind of streamlined like the paths. And the path of playing Chris and Jill are a lot more similar instead of being completely distinct things. And I think that's really a shame and loses like one of the really core interesting parts of the game. That game's another fun one in this discussion of like re-releases that kind of damage a legacy. Because that had a director's cut also on the PlayStation 1. Which is the version I had, mind you. That's the one I had as a kid. That's the one I played. That game is infamous for having one really, really bad song. Like, really bad. The funny story behind that game's soundtrack is Capcom got this like one like legendary Japanese composer to do the soundtrack for the director's cut. I don't remember the name of the guy, but he was like considered the Japanese Beethoven because he was like deaf and he was still putting out these insane hits and he was like huge. There was a whole renaissance of like music in Japan and he was like this huge cultural icon. They got him to do the soundtrack. Which cool, great. He put out that song that sounded like ass. It literally sounded like farts. Sounded like the music from Hoenn. Turns out there was a big scandal all these years later. He lied about being deaf. He wasn't really deaf. He was a whole like a marketing stunt and everything. And it was a whole big thing. He like really could hear and all that stuff. So I imagine what happened. I read that like they used like the wrong sound font or something for the Resident Evil soundtrack in that game. That's why it sounded weird, allegedly. I don't know if that's true. My headcanon for what went down was that guy was sitting in the room with the Capcom composers and like a sign language guy, I guess. And then like the composer was like, all right, I'm gonna play this track real quick. And then they hit that shit. And out comes the worst sounding song. Like the worst sounding song you'll ever hear in your life. And my man is just sitting there, just pissed. And he's just like, but he has to like play it cool because he's supposed to be deaf and not able to actually hear it. And he's just like, yeah, that's right. Yep, great, perfect. And he's just fuming on the inside. And then, because like this guy is a famous composer, you know, none of the Capcom guys, they're looking at each other like, what the hell is this? What are we doing here? And you know those guys are looking at each other like, we can't say nothing, bro. This guy's famous. So everybody just like listens to the farts. Like, we can't ever talk about this again, put it in the game, and they go their separate ways. Crazy, bro. I love the Mansion Basement song. I wish I played the version of Resident Evil 1 though. There's a really weird thing they did with the early cutscene. It's like an opening like live action cutscene where they introduce all the characters. It's kind of cool. I think it's the Japanese version where there's just a little like voice clip and some cool rock music that's playing where Chris is like, I got a shotgun. And it's like, what? And I think about that all the time. Chris Redfield is my favorite character. And like, he's probably not my overall favorite, but like Chris is like up there, dude. Because I've never seen a character get flanderized harder and it's based. Because that dude was just like, cool guy, special forces, like dude. He was a cool dude. The big guy. He somehow like got flanderized into being a total idiot muscle meathead. I don't know what they were smoking with Resident Evil 5 because one, they made that dude's biceps like the size of like a human body. He's gigantic. They made him punch a boulder. There's a boulder blocking the way and he starts throwing haymakers at it to get that shit out of the way. Which I think is insane. It's also like the most base scene of all time. They even reference it in, I think, Resident Evil... Is it Village? I think it was Village. Somebody calls him a boulder punching asshole. And he's still like military dude bro hoorah in like Resident Evil 6, which horrible game by the way. Truly awful game. The new one looks cool though. Oh god. Get me out of here. I'm sorry, where's the Skarmory? I didn't even like get hit, dude, and my shit is like has a little aura. It's like when you get like a real bad headache, you start seeing like around your vision. That's what that shit's like. Dude, you know what's like I think the weirdest thing about being like an adult playing video games? Do you remember when like you were a kid and you would just like play some bullshit, like some awful trash, like nobody, it's not popular, like no one talks about it, and like it does something to you, it sticks with you, and like you remember it fondly all these years later. I feel like you don't get that as an adult, you know what I mean? I feel like we're too smart. We be doing research into games. We ain't got the disposable income no more. We're just like, we make like educated purchases. So you never get that like random on a whim buy some random bullshit and hope to God it's good. Why do I think he was shiny? I remember like one of my favorite examples of that was like I was a teenager. I went into the local GameStop. I asked my boy Dwight, the manager of the GameStop, I'm like, yo, I need a new RPG to play. You got a rec? He's like, I got you, Joe. I got you. He's like, alright, you can play this one. It's Infinite Undiscovery. He's like, telling me a little bit about that. I'm like, whatever. Okay. And he tells me, he's like, alright, you can get this one. Eternal Sonata. And this one, Frederick Francois Chopin is dying. And on his deathbed, he is having a fever dream. And you are the characters a part of his fever dream. And like you are like in like the game. And like you don't know this until the end, by the way. That you're a part of his fever dream when he's dying. So like you're just going through the game doing like generic RPG shit, but Frederick Francois Chopin is there. Like, yes, the classical composer, by the way. That's who we're talking about here. Like, he's just in your party and he's as a character. And then, like, yeah, he's like the final boss because he's like, oh, I don't want to like wake up from my fever dream or some shit. You must all be in the dream or whatever. And then he dies. And I'm just like, who came up with this shit, dude? Game was fire, by the way. It had like a light and dark system with different moves that would do different stuff in the light and dark. My Siri going off? Hearing things. Hang on. No, we're good. Oh, I don't know why I thought I heard Siri. Ugh. Every time I say it, I'm like paranoid it's going to activate on my phone. The MK Ultra code words. But yeah, game was like literally that. And I bought it and the game was great. It had like active like battle system kind of run around. Like, it was good. Genuinely a great game. Like, I highly recommend it. It's like one of those like weird cult classics I think about all the time. I think it's because like when you're a kid, like you just get some money for like, I need a new game. Mom gives you some money or whatever. You save up finally. You just go to like the video game store. And you would just look at stuff and you'd be like, that looks cool. I'm gonna buy that. That's how I played Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic, dude. I vividly remember I was in the aisle at Toys R Us. Back when those existed. What isn't even like the cool New York one that has like the Ferris wheel and everything that's gone? Did it have a Ferris wheel? Or was it a roller coaster? Or was it both? Anyway. I saw like the box on Knight of the Old Republic and I've read this. I'm like, this game sounds cool as all hell. I'm gonna buy it and play it. What a crazy random pull, dude. I didn't even like particularly like Star Wars. Like, I thought it was cool. I saw Phantom Menace in theaters when it came out. That movie ruled. I didn't like the second one. That was a crazy pull. I think the craziest pulls ever, though, like random games that were purchased for me as a kid, were the 2 games that my mom bought for me in her life. She's only ever bought me 2 games without like me consulting her for what they were. The first one, when I was a little kid, was Earthbound. Like, she literally looked at the marketing like, oh, this game stinks. I was like, yep, my son would love that game. I gotta get this for him. The other one was, I'm just chilling home, like doing my thing as like a little kid and whatever. I wasn't like that little. I was like 12 or something. She comes home, she says, yo, I picked you up a game. I'm like, yo, what? She's like, all right, bet. Let me, what'd you got for me? She hands me this case. I look at it. Dude, it was Elder Scrolls 3 Morrowind for the Xbox. She's like, yeah, this look like some cool stuff you'd like. And like, yeah, that game was mind-blowing, dude. That game was insane. Like, it literally, like, 2 of, like, the most insane random, like, Hail Mary she landed. Like, what a crazy, like, fucking track record. Earthbound was great, too. I feel like the ultimate hipster contrarian. Because I was like, oh, yeah, dude. Earthbound was my first RPG. I couldn't even read and I was playing that shit, dude. I remember being like I couldn't read and trying to play that game. My mom was like playing it with me, like reading it to me, while I'm trying to just play it and get through the game and beat Frank, the guy behind like the Sharks arcade and everything. Could not beat that dude. It was impossible for me. Didn't know what I was doing. I wasn't like leveling up or whatever. My mom, I'm like trying to console my mom. Like, what do you got to do? Like, read the guide that comes with the game. And she's like, you got to use cold remedies. I'm like, what? Just, yeah, if you use cold remedies, it'll beat them. Now, chat, that's the equivalent of, like, in Pokemon, if I told you, like, if you can't beat Brock, you should use your antidotes. It made no sense. To this day, I don't know how the hell she came to that conclusion. I didn't get past that game for, like, 7 more years after that. I had to go back as a teenager. No, actually, I did think I beat it, like, when I was, like, 7 or 8 or something, or 9. Like, older kid. Now when I'm, like, 3. The The funny part with that game though was like, as when you're a child, you name yourself after like the main character. You name like your friends of the other characters. Did that thing. The ending for Earthbound. Spoilers, by the way. Like the last part. There's a part where Ness and the gang have to get their souls transferred to like robot bodies and everything. And because I was a stupid kid, I was genuinely terrified. Like literally, I'm talking to the point of like tears. But if I did that in the game and continued the game and had that happen to them, that would happen to me and my friends in real life because I named the characters after us. We would become robots. Like literally I had to like work up the courage after like days of crying and shit. And finally hit the button and just continue the game. Kids are stupid, bro. I can't wait to have a kid and just see the dumb ideas they come up with. Because, oh my god, dude. Some of the shit I was doing had to have been endearing. Not a lot of it, but like I'm sure some of it was. One of my favorite things to do when I was a kid, which I thought this was the coolest shit ever, dude. I thought this was like literally the coolest thing to me. I had a bunch of like Power Rangers Megazords for like the different seasons and everything. I had like quite a bit of them. I had all of them up to like Power Rangers in space. I even had like ones for seasons of the show I didn't even like watch. Dude, I would like literally like have the little like them like built and everything and then like slam them together. Like, they're punching really hard and like the arms are coming off and everything. Like they're like getting battle damage. I thought that was sick as all hell, dude. I thought that was the coolest. Sucks because those were not in good condition at this point, obviously. Like they weren't even like worth anything. When I moved, I wanted to sell them because they might be like hot collector's items, but they're like literally like destroyed, missing decals, parts of them missing, like just absolutely trashed. There's probably a lot of things like that when I was a kid that if I took care of them, they might be worth something. Not my Pokemon cards. I think I genuinely threw those all out. Because I went through them all one day and I think I got maybe $5 for the binder. I had nothing of any value. I don't think I have it anywhere still. Pretty sure I definitely got rid of it. That was before I got back into Pokemon, so now this is like the most depressing thing ever. Kinda wish I did have them still. Nothing. No. If I got a Chespin, that'd be sick too, honestly. You're not an alpha? I thought he was always an alpha. You know, he is an alpha. Are you sleeping? Oh yeah, he's asleep. You can get the eyes. Okay. Wait. Hold up. We're not gonna talk about what's about to happen to me. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Where's he at, dude? They be snoozing. What's up, little man? How you doing? Dude, that's terrifying. Where's wakes up with the red eyes? Good God. You know what really sucks? Finding like a hobby that like you know you would like you know you'd be into this hobby. Like this would be your jam. And then realizing you just do not have the money for it. You're not in the tax bracket to ever actually like participate in that hobby in any way, shape, or form. I found this out the hard way. My example of this is like miniature painting, like Warhammer stuff. I went to I don't know which convention it was. It was like some convention, and there was like a Games Workshop thing there. And one of the things they had was like you can paint a little mini, and like there was a guy that would like teach you how to do it, give you tips on how to like appropriate techniques and everything. And it let you do it, and like, it was cool. And you got to keep the little mini you did. Unfortunately for me, I don't like Warhammer 40k. I'm a Warhammer Fantasy guy. But I only had a Space Marine. Actually, hold up. It's right here. I even have the little guy right here. I kept it. Look at him. Yeah, I got to paint this little guy. It was sick. I'm like, wait, hold up. This is fun as all hell. I wish I could do this. Bro, the models are so expensive. It is such an expensive hobby. You'll drop like 80 bones on like one model. This is for like a war game, mind you. This is like, you need a big ass army to actually play the war game properly. You need like at least like $1,000 worth of guys probably. It's crazy. And also, I've watched like some videos of like people playing the war game against each other. And the other part of that is crazy to me because I don't know how you would ever play this game. Like, you need to own a warehouse or like a dedicated like garage to this game because you need such a huge table. That game is crazy because like you'll play like a board game, right? You're chilling, whatever, board game. Bro, these people got tape measures. The game is so intense, they got tape measures. Because they're out here, they have to measure the meters and shit between like attacks and everything. It's crazy. And all their armies are like hand painted, which is the coolest part. Like, I think that's really cool. If I was like rich, I'd be painting models on stream, dude. You'd be seeing me out there doing that. I'd have a whole Skaven army. Warhammer little fantasy rats. I love those little guys. I played a lot of Total Warhammer 2 and 3. Skaven was my faction in that. Little rat guys. They're really funny. I love the Skaven in that series specifically because they're these little shitty rats. They are the most despicable evil creatures in the setting. They are evil for like the sake of evil and always are backstabbing and destroying each other. Awful. And there's like billions and trillions and millions of them. They're so outnumber everyone, it is insane. They also are highly intelligent and capable of creating nuclear missiles and have achieved space flight and have made smartphones. While everybody else is using like cannons. You would think these guys would win the setting. You think they would win. No. They can't win because they're such little cowardly shitheads that anytime they actually might achieve something, somebody backstabs the leader and the plans go awry. So despite being like literally the most insanely powerful thing ever, they never do anything. Until like the end times when like Warhammer Fantasy is crazy because I've never seen like a company canonically end a setting. Like there's literally an end to Warhammer Fantasy. The whole world like gets like destroyed. There's like a 1v1 between like the big bad guy and like the main god. It's all like they go through this whole thing. They kill off all the lore characters left, right, and center, dude. The craziest shit happens. Everybody acts out of character. Like, I think somebody's mom gets fucked by their op. Like, it's insane. And then, like, they, like, kill them off. And they introduce Age of Sigmar. Like, a new setting. I think they did that because they, like, wanted to come up with wacky names for all the different, like, factions. Because that setting had like lizard men, and like you can't really copyright lizard men, you know what I mean? But if you make a new setting and you have like new names for the factions, you can call them like Lizardon. You know, they call them Lizardon. Sure, we'll go with that one as an example. You do something like that, you can copyright it, then they can go after people. So I think that's why they did that one. I know people really hated the Age of Sigmar change when that came out for Warhammer. I heard like it's like okay now. I don't know if that's true. I don't know if that's like a psyop or something like that. But yeah. I will say I thank God for Age of Sigmar every day because I think that made Games Workshop stop caring about the Warhammer Fantasy IP. So we started getting a lot of really sick Warhammer Fantasy games. Because we got like Vermintide, which is like the best Left 4 Dead clone. We got Total Warhammer, which phenomenal. Total Warhammer 2 is peak. One of the best strategy games I've ever played. Can't really say that about Warhammer 3. I don't know what they're doing with that one. They're fumbling the bag a little bit. I think Warhammer 3 is a crazy game to talk about because they like released, there was like all these documents that came out from like Sega internally, like all their little like teams and everything, because they own Games Workshop. And Total Warhammer was well and truly a cash cow for Games Workshop. That was printing money for them to put, like, revitalize everything was huge. Not Games Workshop, excuse me. I meant Creative Assembly. They made Total War for Forever. And a couple other random good games like Aliens Colonial Marines. For some reason, they put all the eggs in making a looter shooter called Hyenas. Like, that was what they're going. They're like, take the resources away from our current cash cow and, like, try to make this thing. Dude, this game was so bad, like, a month before it was slated to come out, Sega came in and canceled it. They came in like, no, this game is ass, don't put this shit out, go work on Warhammer. And, like, literally for a year now, they've been trying to, like, scramble and, like, stabilize that. It just seems like the game's dead. I think it's down to, like, negative reviews. Because they patch the game and they keep making it worse. Like, they're like, oh, we're gonna fix the AI, then they do that, and they make the AI, like, non-functional. Like, genuinely, the AI does not work in that game. You'll be at war with a faction, then their dudes will just literally be standing in their base and not attacking you. So you end up just playing the game and, like, twiddling your thumbs. And you just want to have a cool epic war type thing go on. Very disappointing, because I love that game. And, like, they just keep fucking it up. I have, like, all the DLC for it, too. I have, like, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars of DLC for that game. And they've effectively made it unplayable. I have to, like, go back to, like, Warhammer 2. At this point, honestly. Like, Warhammer 3 is, like, just... got chaos, and I love chaos. Because I'm an edgy boy at heart. Only Corrin, though. Other ones are a little weird. How do we feel about Fire Emblem Engage, bros? I mean, kind of wanted to play that game again. I, like, usually like, throughout my life, ever since high school, I'm usually always playing a Fire Emblem game in some capacity. Like, that's always, like, some, like, side game, and I'm like, got nothing better to do, throw that on, play it, make some progress. Always, like, replaying them, doing Iron Mans and everything. It's been a hot minute since I've played a Fire Emblem game. I haven't actually played one since I finished Engage when it released. Love that game, by the way. Fantastic game. I might have to play Fire Emblem Three Houses again. Because they're making a new Three Houses game. I don't like the sound of that because I don't like Fire Emblem Three Houses. That's in the bottom tier for me. And it sucks because, like, that looked awful. Then Engage came out, and, like, that was more like... Should I describe it? I feel like Three Houses was more narrative focused, like character focused and everything. While Engage was more gameplay. All about, like, having really good gameplay. I love the gameplay in that game. Why'd I just run back here? Game flop, so they're like, all right, we're back to the drawing board, dude. We're not doing no gameplay chat things anymore. We're going with story stuff. So that reminds me, what the hell was that? There was like a strategy game that came out on the Switch last year. I played the demo for it and it was like really cool. I wanted to play like the main game. It was like made by the guys that made like Dragon's Crown with that type of art style and everything. I feel like it began with like a V. I don't know what it is. That game looks sick. I just like don't have like the disposable income to be dropping like money on games like this and shit. No, it's just like something really, really hypey like Pokemon. Why'd I even leave? However, could buy it, stream it, right off as a business expense. That's how we do it, bro. That might be a questionable legality, but I don't even know if you can do that. I don't know how writing things off as a business expense is. I feel like people say that type of shit though about like streaming. They're like, oh yeah, like you can write off like your computer because like you got used that for like streaming. You can write off like your chair. You can write off like your electricity because you can write off your rent because like you stream in your house. You can write off the G Fuel that you bought because you need the energy to stream. And there has to be a certain point where like you gotta draw the line, right? It can't be just that all the way down. I'm not a tax expert. I only went to college for finance for like 5 years and didn't get graduate, but I don't know, man. I wouldn't fuck with the tax man. Tax man scares me. He always gets his, unless you're really rich and you're allowed to do whatever you want. I feel like you're really, really rich, for some reason they don't care if you pay your taxes or not. But if you got like $3 to your name, you better pay up, bro. That's why every time I go and eat out, like at a restaurant, I always like make sure like the tip in cash. Cause I'm like, I know what's going on here, bro. You ain't reporting this on your taxes. But granted, I never worked in a restaurant, so I don't know if that actually works in the end. Because I know, like, I had one friend that worked in a local restaurant, and like, what she was telling me, they would get like, she tipped out on their check. Because they would pull them all together and she get like a portion of it. That would be like electronic tips. I don't know how that would work for cash. I don't know if there's like a pot at the end they divvy up or some shit, or like you just pocket that shit and like be a little sketchy. Who knows? No. Dude, he keeps coming out of wacky places, I feel like. The Skarmory keeps appearing. Yo, you know what really pisses me off, dude? I have like every single console I've owned in my life. I still have them. Still have my Super Nintendo. I have my Genesis. I got my N64, my PlayStation 1, my PlayStation... Actually, no, I don't have my... Do I have my PlayStation 1? I have my PlayStation 2, which can play PlayStation 1 games, so... Functionally the same. Anyway, I got all of them all the way up. Sold my Xbox. Like the OG Xbox. My mom convinced me that was a good decision. When I was like a kid. But I don't have that anymore. Damn, I wish I did, bro. I love the original Xbox. That thing ruled. That thing had some esoteric games. And my jam Blinks the Time Sweeper. Most underrated mascot platformer. People call that as failed Sonic clone. That game ruled. A time manipulation, do some platforming stuff. I played Morrowind on that. Fantastic game. Inferior version also, by the way. Bro, he just like jump scares, I swear to God. I need to grab water after this. It's like, I think that's like, how many times have I done that so far? I keep like looking at my water and just like not grabbing the shit, dude. Alright. I'm going to do that now. That's not the right button. Don't. Can you tell what series I like, by the way? Can you, like, is that, I don't know if that's obvious. Like, can we tell, like, do I like Pokemon? Am I on a Pokemon kick? What else we got on here? Yeah, we think we got like Pokemon, and we got story SOS Poop. Where are the buttons? My God! All right, I'll be right back. All right, boys, we're back. Dude, I can tell. So, I started taking Wellbutrin last week for like, my psychiatrist thinks I have ADHD, but like, doesn't want to give me stimulants because of obvious reasons. But like, Wellbutrin is an off-label ADHD medication. Like, it can treat it. And also, you know, depression, anxiety, and all that good stuff, because we live in a society and all that stuff. So I've been taking that, right? And first few days it has like a honeymoon period from what I was reading. It's like a thing where it like works immediately, like pretty well, then it like levels off like in a few weeks. There's like a little bit of a calm down. Dude, I can tell it works, and like I can also tell it wears off later in the day. So I took that around like 8 in the morning or so. And getting the ADHD brain these days, or around this time. Because what I just did when I said I was gonna go get water, what I actually ended up doing, I got up, grabbed my phone, texted my friend about plans for tomorrow, went to go pee, came back into the room, forgot why I was in here, went to the kitchen, stood there, and then came back into the room and grabbed my cup. So definitely got that shit, dude. But you know, why taking like Wellbutrin for a few days is 100% confirmed to me that I, in fact, do have ADHD. Not even like because it like calms me down or like whatever, but like my task. What's a fancy word for starting tasks? Whatever that is. That has improved so much. Like, I'm finding myself, like, after I take it, and, like, you know, around, like, noon or whatever, I'll be, like, doing some stuff in the kitchen. I'll drop, like, a scrap of paper on the ground. A little bit of trash. I'm finding myself do things like bend down and pick it up. Crazy. Or, like, if I spill something, I will clean it up immediately. I'm not just like, and just don't do it. But it's crazy just being able to be like, oh, I should do that, and then doing it. That's a superpower, bro. You know how I felt when I looked at my damn dishes and was like, I should do the dishes, and then I did the dishes. Crazy. That's what like caffeine would do for me before, but I had to like power a lot of caffeine. I will say, I've cut the caffeine consumption. It has been cut. I don't think I'm even drinking like a full pot a day anymore. Like, this coffee I have right here is like the second half of the pot I made this morning. So I guess like we'll take those. It's fine. You know what? I'll gladly take back cutting down on caffeine. Cause that shit is expensive, bro. Caffeine is not cheap. The amount of money I was probably spending making 2 pots a day. Because I went to the store and I'm like, last time I bought it, like coffee was on sale. $25 for like the big guy of like the crappy brand. I'm like, brother, I understand why shoplifting happens now. Are these no, that guy's always in alpha. I'm stupid. I'm in danger also. I'm stupid and in danger. Is that an Aurora? We just like know about these fossil Pokemon. Fossil Pokemon are like, they really lost their aura in recent years, bro. You can just buy these motherfuckers and from a store, walk a couple around the corner to the lab and rehatch them. Like, what are we doing here? Do you remember the je ne sais quoi that Kabuto and Kabutops had? You had to find that in a cave. You had to fight somebody for them, dude. You had to run somebody's pockets. You can only get one of them. And then you had that in your bags for the rest of the game, dude. You had to wait till late game to get that guy revived. Not anymore. The Lost Pokeball Collector is crazy, conceptually. Does he get paid to do it? What do you think? I think my man, like, actually does it for the love of the game, dude. I think it's a hobby for him. He's like the type of guy that would be out in the park with, like, a little stick with the, like, the spear at the end. And, like, the bag of trash, picking up, like, bottles and everything. He just likes to keep the community clean, dude. He goes in there and does it for fun. What a great guy. Oh, you can get chest spin in the morning, too? Hold up. I don't know why I assumed it was a nocturnal Pokemon. Like, I don't know where I even came up with that conclusion. Oh, my neck, dude. Ow. Bro, I went back to, like, my old gym. My old gym. Dog. It was crazy. Because I used to have a membership at, I would say, a mid-tier gym. It's not quite Equinox. Not that level, but it's definitely like the tier below. It's above Planet Fitness and all those types of gyms. It's a solid gym. Overpriced unless you want to take classes, I will say. I had a free membership there because I work there. Equipment was not the best. Like, it had, like, it was all functional, worked, clean, but, like, you had more commercial gym choices. You know what I mean? Not the best shit. The gym I went back to was the one I went to in the past. It's this old school, like, grungy bodybuilding gym. Like, it's, like, not even real. Like, I'm talking, like, you walk up to the building, there's, like, just a fucking auto shop, then, like, a door next to it with, like, a piece of paper, like, attached to it that just says, like, big ass gym for big ass dudes. And you walk up a flight of stairs, go in there. Now, I'm a little shocked. They wisened up. Because when I signed up this time, there wasn't a sign up, by the way. I used that, like, loosely. Sign up. The thing is, like, this time, it's cash only. I didn't have to fill out no waivers, no nothing. Handed dude 45 in cash. They have computers now. It's a big glow up. There was not computers before. I literally handed the guy 40 bucks when I went in the past. Wrote my name and phone number and address on, like, an index card. And that was the sign up process. They have a computer now. You like, actually type my name in. Type this information in. But still handed them cash. It's cash only still. But, like, dude, I forgot, like, some of what the bodybuilding gyms have, dude. They got, like, the good shit. They have, like, the quality, like, stuff that's a little more than barbells. They got the T-bar row machine, or I guess, does that count as a machine? I don't know. The plate-loaded chest press. They got the angled hack squat machine, which is a big one for me. I love that thing. Dude, I lit up like a Christmas tree when I saw that. That's the happiest life has ever made me. That might be the Wellbutrin speaking, but hey, I don't know. Because I was really let down by my previous gym because there was rumblings of getting a hack squat machine. There was a point in time when they were asking us, like, hey, like, what equipment do you want? I'm like, bro, we gotta get a hack squat machine. We need a hack squat machine. And they got one. And it was the really shitty one that is, like, loaded at your hips and then, like, you kind of, like, sit in it like a chair and go back. That one sucks. It puts, like, the load of the weight on, like, a really awkward spot on your body and just not very good. But, like, the bodybuilding one, it's got that Tom Platz squat John that you just sit in like this going at it. I adore that machine. So I'm very excited. The cables still intimidate me though, because like they're like the oldest cables you'll ever see in the world. They like barely even function. They did fix the pothole that was in the deadlifting area though. But I really like that gym because you can tell when you're an old style gym. You can tell when you're at like the type of vibe you're at. Because I walk in, I'm chatting with the dudes, talking to the guys at the front desk, the owners. Bro's named Big Mike. You always got like a Big Mike or something at a gym, dude. There's always one of them. And like I get my workout in, I'm doing a little bit. I go and hit the water fountain real quick, and I pass by huge dude, talking with Big Mike, the owner, at the front desk, asking for tips on his steroid stack. He's taking advice. They're just having this in-depth discussion. Big Mike's telling him what he's got to take, what he's got to add to the stack and shit. And it's like, dog, we just openly giving steroid advice in this place? Like, I know for a fucking fact if I go in that locker room, someone's trying to sell that shit to me. Like, that, that's a crazy vibe. Like, I got nothing against steroids. That's the type of gym I want to work out, dude. Like, I want, like, the dead skin of 1,000 generations inside of the barbell knurling. That's the type of workout I want. Brother, he will never be the guy I need. Surely there's a faster way of doing this, right? The bench method could be one, but like, I feel like my loading screen is just so much faster when I do the fast travel. Because you gotta wait for like the whole battle zone transition and everything. It doesn't feel really worthwhile to me. Yeah, the workout was good. Also, like, I like the equipment better there than the fancy stuff. I've had this like weird issue with the benches at my previous gym where we got like new fancy ones that have safeties built in, which that's good. Safeties are good for your bench. You don't want to drop the barbell on your neck. However, like, I could never get like the J hook that you like rack the bar on into like an appropriate position that felt correct. Like, it always felt like something weird. And the safeties either sat like too low to like be useful or too high and it would like stop my bar path. This gym though, we have the most basic thing ever. Just a boom, boom. That's it. Just the most basic nothing thing ever. No frills, dude. This is the type of place you got the dumbbells, weights, like just painted on with chalk. You're just praying somebody got that shit right, dude. Praying to God. And definitely, like, the weight is not correct in that gym. 100%. Because I had some 90-pound lat pull down. It was so easy. Like, it was flying. And it was like very noticeable different like resistance from the previous one. I have to get used to some of the equipment there, though. I have to get used to like play loaded chest press machine. I haven't used it in like years. I definitely don't think you'll catch me squatting in there, though. I still don't think I ever want to do squats in my life again. It just hurts my knee too much. But hack squat doesn't, and I don't really understand that. I just think human bodies might be a little stupid. That's why we need to take some pills sometimes to make the brain work good. There's gotta be those benches might be better, honestly. Is that just faster? This can't be the fastest way, right? I have a crackpot theory. Hang on. Hang on a sec. Can we despawn the Skarmory if we like run up and down the stairs? What do we think? I definitely don't like resting at the bench. Why? What'd I do? Where's the Skarmory? He's not even here. Damn, I'm so tanky. Thank God I got all those plushies of my favorite VTuber. I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna see what happens. I'm gonna run up and down the stairs a few times. I don't know, like, the thing. I run up here. Skarmory, they're all sleeping. Is that an alpha back there? That is an alpha. Okay. We can use that as like a test gauge. So we run like right here and run back up. Did work. That works. We'll keep testing until an alpha spawns and we use that as another test. Seems way faster. Assuming it works correctly. This is also assuming the Skarmory is resetting. So it is flying closer to us. Maybe if they get out of sight, it'll reset them. Throws up in the air still. Maybe that one didn't work. Maybe this? Yeah, you catch him taking off. Back to like there, shall we say. I think it's the same one. Is this faster? I can't tell, bro. That's definitely a different spawn. Maybe he's just looping, honestly. This might not be working. Yeah, he took off from there. That's for sure like a new one. You just know I'm getting a shiny power before all this, by the way. I don't know if this is like... I guess it is technically faster. Is it though? Yeah, no, it's definitely faster. Let's time it from when I see the Skarmory, then run down the stairs to the end. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Generate 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I definitely feel like I miscounted and I should have did Mississippi seconds. Do we still do Mississippi seconds as society moved on from those? Have we found a better path? But I feel like if I point my camera down, that'll help. But I feel like that's a thing. Let's try like second bench. We'll run to the second bench and see if that does anything. That's an alpha. So that's actually good because we can see how far we gotta go for a despawn. It's about second bench. Still alpha. End of the second bench. Not an alpha. Okay. Oh god, leave me alone. Oh no. The thing is, I'm missing out on the potential chespins doing this, I feel like. I'm not giving them a chance to breathe. I think because of that, I also like the potentiality of pulling a chespin. And we'll just do this method. So it's guaranteed. Be anything. Why would I do that? Didn't even matter, actually. Wait a minute. For gaming. Alright, yeah, the textures do look a little ass, I'm not gonna lie. That looked a little rough. Maybe there was a bit of a grid, like, texture on it because of the, like, Wild Zone hollow tech. That's the technical term, right? That's what government name we're using here. Who even knows, dude? Who even knows? Nothing. Again. This is insane. Oh my. Chessman, relax. Chessman, I'm trying to talk here. Chessman. This is crazy because, like, somebody had a business here, dude. There is a business owner. He sat here. He was making crepes, dude. He was making some nice, like, little waffle cones with stuff, man. He had to give it all up. The Wild Zone got erected in a nice local park, and he had to give it all up. That's crazy. Now, what I want to know, were these Pyro statues here before the Wild Zone 17 goes up? This is one of the later ones in the game. Like, this isn't, like, always there. If that thing actually was erected later, that'd be hilarious. Like, yeah, put in the statues, bro. He requested them. He's the GOAT. He gets what he desires. I assume they sparkle underground, right? I'm just going to assume that's a thing. You know what I was thinking of doing? Like, having as background music? Which... Dude, the weirdest thing about starting a medication for ADHD is, like... I don't feel like I need background music. Or, like, background, like, anything. Let me phrase it this way. I, like, was trying to watch the Gdanks. Like... God. You can tell I need it right now because my fucking brain cannot form a coherent sentence. Dude, I knew I needed an ADHD medication when I, like, was taking it. And then I started doing stuff. I was editing a video, right? I'm like, okay, let me put the VGC regional that was on the previous week on the, or this happening right now, whatever, on the monitor, on my second one. And I'll just, like, watch that, listen to that while I'm editing. I couldn't focus on editing, dude. Like, I had that, it was, like, distracting me. I'm like, bro, they're like, this is actually, like, taking me away. Which is, like, weird to say that, like, distracting is why I think it was ADHD, because normally that would just be able to, like, focus. I would have, like, 12 different things going on, like, I'd be able to lock on the one thing. I needed that, like, listen. This was actually a distraction. So, like, studying in a library, dude, I could never do that. Is that a thing, maybe? Do ADHD people not function in a library? Because I know, like, in college, people are like, oh, yeah, you know, I need some quiet. I'm gonna go to my, like, the school library. Nice and quiet there. Get some work done. Get some studying in. That wasn't me, bro. I'm like, all right, I gotta listen to some breakcore. I need just the screaming in my ear. I need, like... Dude, I need to try to take a... See, the problem is... It wears off towards the end of the night. I need to be, like, fully dosed up on ADHD medication. And try to sleep with a fan off. Because I've always needed a fan to like sleep. That might be a play, dude. That might be a test. I don't know if that's like a good test, but like it's a test. Certainly one of the tests of all time. Dude, the one pyro looks shiny with this lighting every time. It always baits me. Always tricking me, dude. You get lampets here? Oh yeah, they're up on the roof. Bro, I can kind of go for a crepe. I've had a crepe one time in my life. One single time. And like I think about it a lot because it was like a core memory for me. It was in college. There was like a food truck on campus that sold really, really good crepes. I don't remember what kind of crepe I got, but I'm almost positive there was mushrooms on the crepe. This is a problem because I am allegedly allergic to mushrooms. I was fine. Didn't do anything to me. So I think I might not actually be allergic to mushrooms. However, I don't want to test that theory. Because honestly, bro, mushrooms look gross. Like, I've been to like the local grocery store, like nice little like co-op. And they have like this whole like thing of produce, and they have all these esoteric mushrooms, dude. They got mushrooms I never even heard of. They got like fake mushrooms, bro. But like I'm looking at them, I'm like, dude, these things look gross. They like freak me out a little bit, I'm not gonna lie. I don't think I'm a fun guy. That was the worst joke I've ever made in my life. I should be put in prison for that one, dude. Like genuinely, that was horrible. Where is he? I literally couldn't find him. A boy and his Badoo. Dog, I really feel like there is something in the water in this place. Dude, I was under the impression that the Japanese really liked the French. And that like they really liked Paris. I was under that impression. But playing this game, you would think the Japanese people hate the French, as they should, but everybody in this game is a total psycho, dude. Not one character in this game is remotely normal. Like, is there something in the water in Paris that like makes, why are they doing this dirty? Like, why is this how they're represented? Every single character should be in jail. Or under the jail. That guy's like, boys. Where's Scar? He takes so long sometimes, dude. I want to know like what crimes are in the Pokemon world. I feel like every crime you see in Pokemon is like Pokemon related. Can I still like commit like tax fraud in the Pokemon world? Is that like a valid one? Am I like able to like illegally sell like vitamins and proteins? Like, can I get like a prescription for some zinc and start dealing that behind to sell it on department store? I guess that's still like technically a Pokemon crime, right? If that's gonna be like Pokemon crimes, dude, I know exactly what Pokemon crime I'd commit. I would have a basement full of Meowths. They'd be full of Meowths, like packed in. Or it'd be like almost like abuse, right? And I would just have them keep using Payday on each other repeatedly. Then I would have like a sprinkler system set up in the basement. And every so often it would spray potion, like juice in there. Keep them topped up. And eventually we would profit. There'd be so much little like paydays going on to go down and collect the coins. There'd be like, I'd install like a little like conveyor belt, like a little feed. Have it go upstairs. Like a little dumbwaiter just to bring all the money up to me. I'd be living in luxury, dude. I'd be up there and just smoking the fattest cigar. We were like just feet up on the most luxurious cushion money could buy. While all my meowths are down there, just listening to a tape recorder of me saying, "Meowth, use payday," over and over again. And the worst part, dude, you got the badges, they gotta listen to you, bro. You get a few badges, they're stuck there for life. They have to do it. They're only out as they have to hit each other enough with payday until they get so strong that I don't have enough badges. I would be rich. I would never be able to let anybody in my like house though. I would never be able to have any company over. Because you would just hear like jingling, like meowing and like jingling coins from the basement. And people would be like, "Oh, hey, what do you got down there?" I'd be like, "Oh, nothing? Nope, don't go down there." Like that one Goosebumps book, don't go in the basement. I want to tell people, "Oh yeah, it's just my Meowth money laundering firm. We do a little counterfeiting here. We make infinite money." I would single-handedly cause inflation if I lived in the Pokemon world, dude. I know the ins and outs. I wouldn't even be battling. I'd get my like gym badge and I'd be set. Would that even be a crime though? Because like, I thought the criminal part Team Rocket was doing in Celadon and Gen 1 was like they were like selling the stolen Pokemon. They're laundering the Pokemon that they stole. Not necessarily like the financial part. You know what I mean? I think it was more the Pokemon part was the problem. Which also, like, that's crazy. I never like realized that as a kid. Dude, I didn't realize that until my hardcore Nuzlocke run, like a couple months ago. But Team Rocket is actually selling the stolen Pokemon through their little game corner scheme. Just laundering them so they get money out of that. And the money is clean, even though the Pokemon are not. It's a legitimate business, quote unquote. And I feel like that should have been like obvious to me considering the Porygon is there. And it's really expensive and it was very obviously stolen from Silphco. They like state that in the one manual in the Silphco building. But I just never realized that little lore tidbit, dude. Gen 1 like low-key has world building. It's kind of crazy. I kind of want to make a video on it, to be honest. I feel like I wouldn't be like... I feel like I'm not like a informative type of guy, you know what I mean? Like some stupid shit though, like you make me just talk nonsense about a topic, rip off some fucking crazy ass jokes, so I think I'm good on that one. Like it's actually crazy to me that like the Snorlaxes blocking the two paths in Pokemon Gen 1 are like constantly talked about by various trainers about how that is ruining their travel plans, has impacted the local economy. They're like warning signs alerting like travelers about this and everything. Like it's like a known thing. And the police don't do anything about it. They don't do shit in Pokemon, bro. That is a big ass Pyroar. Good God. I have a Furfrou. Oh yeah, that was for that one quest, wasn't it? Yeah. Bro, the way he comes out every time I soft reset is so funny. It genuinely is hilarious to me. He looks so, like, majestic. He truly is the... so I don't know why I keep doing this, where I'm, like, mashing B to, like, sprint. I don't know, like, where I came up with that one. Brother, can't you be green? Just be green, sir. It's so sad. Can I get, like, a pop-up about paralysis? Because I still don't know, like, what half these statuses do. I had to, like, look up what drowsy does. And confusion. I can't believe how nothing confusion is in this game. It only matters if you're trying to, like, manually, like, dodge moves, which actually I guess that is kind of a big deal now that I think about it. Dodging things is, like, kind of good. I need to get a team together, though. I want to play more competitive. The PvP in this game is nonsense, but, like, fun nonsense. That makes any sense. It reminds me of, like, there's this one game on the Sega Dreamcast called Power Stone. It was like this, like, 4v4, or, sorry, not 4v4. The online battles for this game really remind me of Power Stone on the Dreamcast. It was like a like, free-for-all 4-player like, game mode where you would just beat each other up, have to knock each other out as you do, score a bunch of kills. But then, like, you would collect Power Stones and you could, like, transform into, like, a stronger version, you know, like a Mega Evolving. And it just really gives me Power Stone vibes. You didn't have, like, the team of 3 guys to swap between, but it just similar feel. Power Stone walked so this game could run. That's the shit that we had on the Dreamcast, bro. We had deep cuts like that. I cannot describe to you, like, because if you look at, like, the Dreamcast nowadays, like, the VMU unit is not interesting as, like, a piece of technology. Like, it's just really not that cool, honestly. However, back in the day, it was, dude. Like, you don't understand how sick the VMU unit was. I can't describe to you how cool it was playing Resident Evil Code Veronica on the Dreamcast and being able to just check my health by going and looking at like the little health bar on my controller as opposed to going in the menu every single time. It was sick. I hated the VMU unit on the Dreamcast because I could not figure out how to do the Chow Garden in Sonic Adventure. Like, you had to like take it out and you like take it as a little like Tamagotchi type thing on the VMU unit, which I think might be cool. That might be really fun. I like a Tamagotchi. I just couldn't figure out how to do that shit, bro. It wasn't working. Genuinely confused me. That is a big ass Skarmory. Holy shit, get him out of here. Oh, I don't like that. Oh no. We need to go daytime. We need to go nighttime. All these resets and I did it at this time. Yes. So if I fail and kill a shiny, what happens to my life? Like if I actually knock out a shiny and fail to catch it, am I just cooked? Like, what does that look like? Should I just like not try that? Just raw dog a catch? I should have like really high catching power at this point, right? Brother, he will never shine for me. He truly never will. Is this really... Man, the shiny charm is impossible to get in this game, dude. It's actually kind of crazy. I should have just farmed one of these on Scarlet and Violet and traded in. That feels like not morally correct. I need to source one of these shinies in this game, though. Big ass Skarmory. I just saw the exploit, I guess it is technically, where like there's a way someone found where you can like manipulate the Pokemon in the zone 20 and somehow make it spawn extra guaranteed alphas, to where there'd be like 7 alphas in there and just like really ramp up the alpha like spawn rate, which I think is crazy. I don't know how people discover things like that, dude. I don't think I would want to use that. It feels like, I don't know. I feel like I'd be too stupid to set it up is the thing. Think I'll ever find better clothes in this game? I might just go on a shopping spree at some point to spend all my money. Although I bought 20 jaw fossils. I need to look something up real quick while I remember this. Let me pause. Load the game. Pause. Is Tyron in Scarlet and Violet? Not in Scarlet and Violet. Oh, that sucks. I can't get this Pokemon this gen. My issue with that Pokemon is I would love an alpha big ass Tyrantrum. Problem with that, it wouldn't be in a Dust Ball. Those Pokemon always come in a little, like, Pokeball. I know that some of the fossil Pokemon are added in the wild in Scarlet and Violet in the Blueberry Academy DLC, which, one, insane, why are there wild fossil Pokemon? But, yeah, I don't want to go through all that effort getting a shiny Alpha Tyrantrum for him to be in a basic Pokeball. That's not what we're about, dude. Dusk Balls only. My lips are so chapped. Oh, God. Hang on. I'm gonna roll off the desk. No! Don't do that. It would not be the first time I've done that, actually. Oh, where are the chestpin holes? Thought I heard something. I hear a siren. They're looking for me. They heard me talking about my Meowth scheme. They're coming for me, bro. And barge my door down. It'd be very upsetting. Another Skarm, bro. What if it was a shiny alpha? I don't know if I would want shiny alpha. So, like, is Brave Bird actually good in PvP? Or am I trolling running that? I think I gotta give B. Arthur the, what do you call it? Swords Dance. When I was using her in competitive, she was just straight up not doing enough damage. Well, I guess how much does it raise it? Like one? I don't know like what the stat boost is. So I think from what I read, there's only one stage for stat boosts. It's just like a 2-stage like Swords Dance to make it last longer. I don't know if that'd be enough to get like one-shots. But Protect seems so good though. I don't know. Lunge seems so not good though. I'm like also very much heavily considering trading my shiny Umbreon over from Scarlet and Violet. Because I think Beedrill, Umbreon, Skarmory might be an okay team. Like Umbreon can handle psychic stuff that's coming in. We got the ground immunity. I like our immunities with that team. Got the 2 megas to work with and a good non-mega guy. But my concern is what if I want Umbreon for like Reg F? I don't know if I'd ever use it in Reg F. I don't know if it's good in Reg F. I don't know if it's a guy. But I would hate for it to be locked in here. I have to use like an actual shitter, I think, and just not use the Umbreon. Or use a stand-in Umbreon. The second Umbreon, even. I could maybe... Sableye be anything? I could do Sableye instead. Lord knows I'm not going to use Sableye in Reg F. Which I need to play at some point and like learn that shit because I don't know what the hell I'm doing. Damn, I'm hungry right now, bro. Oh, God. Where is he? He won't come. He's not coming home. It's a tragedy, bro. That scared the shit out of me. I don't even know why. Bro, I gotta get back to reading. I've been reading through Pet Sematary, another Stephen King book. And like, I'm like bad with reading because I'll get on a reading kick for like a week where I'll read like a lot. Then I'll put it down for like a month. Then it's just a never ending cycle of like that type of thing. And like, it sucks because like, I also think I read slow. Or might be because, I don't know. I like reading it like at work. Like on the treadmill at the gym. That's not a bad vibe. I will definitely not do that at my current gym. If I went to my current gym and walked on the treadmill or reading a book, I think I might get killed. That was a vibe. I do like, I've gone and like done it like an hour early just walking. And like reading a book. Like, I only got like 40 pages on like in an hour, which feels incredibly slow. But also, I spent so much time fucking around with the treadmill because I'm not a treadmill type of guy. I don't know, I always had this weird fear of treadmills where like I'd be on one and I would slip and like shoot off like a cannon, which one, like, how the fuck would that even happen? And two, like, why would it be going that fast? What was that flute? That shit sounded goofy. Yo, I'm clipping through this. Holotech sucks. This shit is ass. Isn't it like... So we really just got a park where you can walk in and die, right? We really did that? There's little to hide behind. You may as well get surrounded by wild Pokemon. Damn, they were right. That's a fucked up thing to say. I never realized there was like little blurbs. He's just swooping and swapping. Going all over the place. Give me my Skarm. This building is really doing a lot for my opinion, dude. Starting to understand where those people are coming from talking about the bad thing. Like the bad what's the word? Textures. Starving. What the fuck? I might have to make some more food after stream. Something. Bro, he's like always alpha now. I don't know if I wanted the big bird. This is Blissy's husband right here. Blissey and Skarmory are in like the most wholesome relationship, dude. They both complement each other perfectly. One thing they can't handle, the other one swoops in, saves them, dude. They're my OTP, honestly. They're the greatest OTP in Pokemon history. I don't care what anybody tells me. I don't want to hear about no like Pelipper or Caledons or like anything. Skarmory is my OTP. They were run on every damn team back in the day, bro. Which, like... You know, a lot of these physical flying walls are also not... They always have like a type that like gets them fucked by fighting still. Like Mandibuzz was dark flying, so it was neutral for fighting. Skarmory steel flying. Huh. Is there any just like mono? There's like no other like flying walls, I feel like. Well, Zapdos is more special though. Good old days of Gen 5, dude, when it just Stone Edge and close combat would just rule everything. You needed nothing else in life. He's so dumb. Did you ever like... So I think the most annoying thing about moving a couple of years ago is like, even to this day, I had to like get rid of a lot of shit that I probably should have kept. But to this day, I will find like there's something I need that I don't have. Because I got rid of it because I'm like, I'll never use it, right? Like I don't have a stapler. I need a stapler. But I just don't fucking own one because I got rid of it like 7 years ago. I'm like, when will I ever need to staple anything? Who uses paper? So I'm like asking my friends, like, hey, you got a staple gun that I can borrow? Like, roll a good one? It's so stupid. The one I'm pissed about getting rid of though is my printer. Like, I would not have used it for like literally the 2 years I've lived in this apartment, but until now. I like a nice heavy duty one, but I like always needed it for like previous job working and everything from home. And afterwards I'm like, I don't need this shit anymore. I need to print stuff at work, and I got rid of it. Which basis, fuck printers, dude. I hate printers. They do nothing for us as a society. Never ever, bro. I like came in hard to I guess I learned how to shiny hunt the easiest game, bro. This is taking the training wheels away from me, huh? There he is. I'm surprised I haven't found like anything. Honestly, my shiny hunting journey can only go up from here, dude. After the Metacham, I'll take anything. It would not on aggro. It's funny to me that like League of Legends is like coming back in my brain. I'm like, oh, I should download that game again. But like, I still keep up with World of Warcraft news for some reason. I couldn't tell you why I do that. I played that game for a very long time too. And that game's funny because like, I watched League of Legends and I'm like, oh, they made some good changes. I should come back. Then I look at what they're doing in World of Warcraft. I'm like, this shit look like ass. I want nothing to do with this. They never speak to me about this game again. The games are like really funny because for years in World of Warcraft, People would always complain about like Horde bias because like Horde was like the best faction. Everybody played Horde. Alliance was just a crap. It was so bad that they had Corpse Grinder from Cannibal Corpse at a BlizzCon, and he called all Alliance players a slur. That was the shit they were dealing with. I don't know what happened or like when this happened, but like things overcorrected and like Alliance gets everything now. They're treated like the best. Their characters are always in the story. The Horde ones are always killed off or not in the story at all. Like the next expansion that's coming up, the main capital for it is a Horde city. It is the city of the Blood Elves. They're the faction capital. And they're letting the Alliance come into it and just pal around, and it's like a shared one. However, Blizzard was generous enough to give a little Horde ghetto in the corner of Silvermoon City. That way the Horde feel like they still have a part of the city for themselves. Because it is their territory. And it's like, bro, what? They also were like, hey, 3 more classes available for the Alliance. You have Void Elf Paladins, Cultirian Paladins, and like one other one I don't remember. And it just, the Horde gets nothing. And I think that's crazy, bro. Warcraft pisses me off as an IP in general, though. Because I feel like Warcraft is like, I don't know if I call it rich lore. It's got a lot of lore, and it's a lot of like cool, fun stuff. It's just a lot of really cool, dumb shit. It's like Warcraft is very like if you let your frat bro homie like play D&D and he gets into that. That's what it kind of feels like. Also kind of reflected in some of them stories that were coming out of Blizzard a few years ago, if you get what I'm saying. But like, yeah, it's fun, and like it sucks that there's no other games in that series to like explore the lore. Like, you got nothing. I started playing Crusader Kings 3 with like a lore mod that was made by a bunch of fans, like a total conversion like Warcraft as a setting. Mod's still like in the early stages of getting some of the Warcraft stuff done, but like super fun, really, really enjoyable. I'm really excited to get further into Game of Thrones, this is actually funny. This is how I got back on the Game of Thrones kick. There's like a really, really well done mod for Game of Thrones total conversion for Crusader Kings 3. And like, it's super well done. It's got all the shit in there. You got even dragons and everything. And I'm like, damn, I want to play this. Because if you never played Crusader Kings, it's a grand strategy game where you're just trying to like do whatever the hell you want to do, and like there's a lot of politicking and backstabbing and fucking other people's wife. And I'm like, wow, that's the perfect game system for Game of Thrones. So I really want to play that mod because I feel like that'd be a really, really good conversion. I won't play regular Crusader Kings 3 though. No, just the conversion mods. That reminds me, I really gotta check in like what the state of Mountain Blade Bannerlord is. So I loved Mountain Blade and Mountain Blade Warband. I played a hell of a lot of that. It's like the only game I've played to this day that got like sieges done correctly. Like, you do feel like you're actually participating in a siege. Because sieges suck in video games. Because it's all the Lord of the Rings fault. Sieges have no chance in any video game because everybody is just waiting. They're like, this needs to feel like that Helm's Deep scene. And there's nothing that can ever do that. There's no chance. Mountain Blade at least gets a little close. Gets the vibes. Because I feel like the thing with Lord of the Rings is like, because you got the vibes of like the siege and everything, but you gotta have like the vibes of the boys with you, dude. You gotta have like, because you gotta be like Aragorn, but you got your boys Gimli and Legolas with you in the siege, and you're hoping they're doing well too. I feel like in Mountain Blade, like you got like some like officers and everything in your army, but like you're like, whatever, bro. I'm the one-man wrecking crew. Who cares? One day, we will have the game with great sieges. I'm waiting for it, dude. Sure as hell not gonna be Total Warhammer, though. Ever do a siege in that game? I'd rather auto-resolve them. Them things take like 2 hours. Sieges are hard in video games though, because I feel like they're not supposed to be fun. Like, sieges historically sucked. They were difficult. They were long. And a lot of people would die. So, like, it's hard to make them, like, actually enjoyable, I feel like. I don't even know, like... You have to play D&D, I think, for that shit, dude. Even D&D, like, you probably end up with an unfun siege situation, depending on your DM. I put a lot in the DM basket. I want to play D&D again so bad, dude. Like, ever since Baldur's Gate 3 came out, I've been, like, on that D&D kick a little bit. I can't get any of my friends to play it, though. And, like, I don't like playing it online. It doesn't quite hit the same. Oh, I might have to check out my local game store at one of these points. See if I can get a game. Or just find some shit online. Or not online, like, find, like, online, like, groups, so, like, in person. Two benches. The bird. I'm gonna see this in my nightmares tonight, dude. I'm gonna see it for literally forever. Also, I might have to go to the bathroom again real quick. I had a little too much water. A little too much water. Alright, I'm back, boys. Let's get back at the Skarmory grind. I could do like, I could farm the Skarmory in Wild Zone 20 for like the alpha spawn, but I'm like, I don't like the idea of alpha Skarmory. He doesn't feel like he should be some big ass motherfucker, you know what I mean? He feels like a little smaller guy, like a slender type of dude. He's like athletic, you know what I mean? He's got a sleeper build. He's Blissy's twink wearing a sleeper, like with a big old like hoodie on. You don't even know he's got the sleeper built in, dude. He's got his thick girlfriend with him. He's defending her from everything. She defends him from his mental stuff because, like, you know, he's helping out the mental health for him. They're the perfect pairing, dude. Truly the greatest OTP. I'll never get a shiny one. Blissey ain't in his game, though. That's a little fucked up. Blissey not being in his game, bro. What's that about, man? What's Skarmory doing over here in Paris without his girl? Like, what is that one about? Just having a holiday, finding someone else? He like, him new self, dude. He's like, yo, maybe they broke up. And the Mega Evolution is him, like, locking in on Demon Time in the gym. Wait. You got broken up with, flew over to Paris and hit in the gym getting jacked. He's like, look at me now. I ain't defending nobody anymore. I'm crashing out. That's his story. I can't believe it. This is heartbreaking. Look at, he's even got the demon red eyes. It's fine, they'll be back together one day. We'll never forget Skarm Bliss. Worse is like, what if like Blissey cheated on Skarmory, dude? Like a Magnezone or something. That would send him over the edge, bro. Was Magnezone his #1 op? The guy that just shows up to ruin Skarmory's day every single time? There's no way. Blissey wouldn't do that to him. They just had their differences, you know? Blissey just ain't doing it anymore. Everyone traded Blissey in for the younger model. Emulate Chansey. It's hard out here, bro. We respect the OGs. So, how do we fast travel? Because I feel like they made it like a point like how you did it in like Paldea. There's like a little taxi, like icon, and it changes depending on where you are too. It'll kind of like imply how you're doing it. What about here? Because like the go-go services are gone. Guy literally says that. So how are we even fast traveling? I'm not taking a taxi. Who's swooping down and grabbing me? Who's hopping off the Eiffel Tower like, yep, whoop, and bringing me over? Nobody, dude. That's who. Not one bit. You'll never be shiny. Kinda wish it was the one over there, dude. If it was like the other one, bro, that'd be sick. Cafe Cyclone. I still like don't understand the point of the cafes because they have all these different options and they all kind of feel the same. Know what I mean? Like none of them really feel like different. Like good. Or any of the fun words. This guy's probably looking at me like, bro, what is this guy doing? This is like it's been like 4 days. Like, what is my man up to here? I haven't checked how many days it's been. It's been several days. The funny thing is I can't shiny hunt any like daytime spawns genuinely in this game. Like I actually can't because I use dusk balls. I won't be able to like get them. And those have like one shot. It's not like in like Scarlet and Violet where you can just spam them relentlessly until you actually get the catch. Jim, I didn't even think about that one, but thank God we can do this guy at night. Brother. Not even a chestman? I feel like at this point I'd take anybody, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not picky. I'll even take the Pyroar. Well, catch me out in the fields with Pyroar on my team, dude. I just really want to know if, like, the female ones also has, like, the same look when they mega. Because if it does, I'm gonna be so upset. Why would you do that? Why would you purposely make a Pokemon with like such an extreme gender difference and then give them the same mega? It's just like, it's such a weird decision. I don't even know, like, if you're gonna like neglect Pyroar as a Pokemon, like why even bother? Just be half-assing shit for the homie, dude. You know what I really miss? Old video game commercials. They were crazy, bro. They're like I guess like, they might still be around, honestly. I just don't watch TV. I can't even really talk about it. I don't know, something about like some of the old commercials, like, they kind of hit. I think it is nostalgia at this point. Like, having nostalgia for commercials really is kind of a crazy thing to see how far we've come as a society. 'Cause I hated them as a kid, but now, that one Sears commercial where like, oh, it's gonna get hotter, and you guys like, I'll call today, or like, I'll call tomorrow, and the wife is like, you will call now, and the husband's like, I'll call now, I'm sorry, oh God. Like, he was gonna put that off one day. They're sweating and shit. I think about that commercial all the time. That one, you got the iconic Crossfire one where they're playing some little like marble shooting game. Then the kid, it disappears and dies at the end. Like, he's gone. Like, what? Like, what are you trying to get me into? I'm like 7. I don't know if I'm about this one. You have like little really weird ones. Like, there was a Mr. Bucket commercial. Or a little like a little bucket where you like put balls in the head and it would pop them out of his mouth and you have to pick them up and put them back in. And a little commercial where there's a little jingle where he's like, he said, and I quote, Mr. Bucket, put your balls in my mouth. And the jingle continued. But like, that's a crazy line to have in your jingle for your children's game. Or children's like toy. Like, what? I always look at the elephant, like, the elephant one stuck in my head sometimes. Because I feel like it was like, elephant the elephant, see him blow. And I just, there's something about that part. Like, that's the part of the jingle that's in my head. I don't know if that's like a continuation after that. If they just be saying shit like that in these commercials. There was also, like, the Slim Jim ones with Macho Man Randy Savage. That shit was iconic. There was one with Sting just beating up a child. And I don't even remember what that was advertising, but he beat the hell out of that kid, bro. I think Sting's a safe worker, but like, my God, that kid was definitely feeling it afterwards. Let's give it one. What the hell? Let me just poke my head up just in case. Hit the bench. What a nice bench. The fact that that is the pop-up for the anti-homos bench is the craziest part of this to me. Like, genuinely. Out of all of the things you could have them say, that is what we went with. Nice bench. Crazy work, bro. Just crazy. I am in danger. There's not even a Skarmory out here. If there's a Skarmory, he'll still be there. It's fine. I think like 10 shinies can stay spawned at a time or some shit in like your game. And if you spawn more, like they'll go away. Something like that. Which, like, how does that work for diurnal and, like, nocturnal? I said it'd just come back if I change the cycle? I don't know. That sucks, bro. Is Helia? Please tell me Helia. Well, I do want a Heliolisk. I have to get Heliolisk in this game because he's not in Scarlet and Violet, unfortunately. Look at the little man zooming away. Why do you even have the marker? It's right down the block from Hotel Z, dude. Like, Tawny should be putting this in the promotional material. Hey, block a single block and you get mauled by lions. A whole pack of lions. Coming out of nowhere. Just ripping you apart. Crazy. I even know like what I'm looking at over here. I just like feel like the need to go look. Oh, what is over there? Oh, my closet. Oh, there's a monster in the closet. I say that, but like, I feel like I gotta get into like more paranormal horror movies. Know what I mean? So my wheelhouse was always like slashers. I loved a good slasher. The more paranormal stuff, I never really messed with that. Like, I never saw Blair Witch Project. That shit kind of sketched me out back in the day when it came out. A little spooky. But, do you know what I really miss, dude? Bro, the best part about Blockbuster was the horror movie section. It scared the hell out of me as a kid, don't get me wrong, but going down that and just seeing all the insane box arts of like the bad guy and the craziest monsters on there, that was cool as all hell. Once I became of a certain age. When I was a kid, dude, I would literally walk through the aisle with just like arm up, not look at anything, like terrified. There was like one in particular, it was the movie Jack Frost. Pretty sure it was Jack Frost. The cover was like this holographic one with like a snowman. It was like a normal snowman. You got this sort of like all these spiky teeth and shit, and like that scared the hell out of me. Just the box. I never saw the actual movie itself. I think I heard it's really bad. I think I watched the Dead Meat video on that one, if I remember correctly. But like, shit hit. You grab a movie, you have that yellow popcorn, like big ass thing, dude. It's good times. Blockbuster just had a nice vibe about it. Like certain other things I feel like don't got that vibe, you know what I mean? Like I've gone in like GameStop. I don't like going into GameStop anymore because like the vibes feel rancid, bro. I don't like being in there. Or even like really any brick and mortar store, honestly. Just the vibes feel off. Like Target's like okay. Like whatever. Walmart, no. Even like Best Buy, I don't like the vibes. I mean, I just got shitty stores near me. Bro, he wasn't even flying. I caught him lacking, dude. I came up on him real quick. That's crazy. I didn't even know you could do that. But my man was always taking flight. Well, I hear the jingle. And now he's zooming. You heard me talking shit last spawn, now he's just going. Crazy work for my man Skarmory. Truly the craziest of work. I really like this game because you can't even tell me what the temperature is. What is the weather in this city? Is it hot? Is it cold? Is it change? Because I feel like you'd be seeing people wear like every seasons of clothes in the same city. Like you got people bundled up like hell. You got people ready to go hiking. You got like go dress for the summer. We can't choose. I have no idea when this game takes place. Other than like, you know, 5 years after the events of X and Y. Whatever those events were. Find out one day. Got a few Nuzlockes to get through before that one. Like the little ding ding in the music. No way that was coming up, dude. No way that shit was audible. Can I play Pokemon Snap again? I know there was Snap 2, right? That came out. Was that good? I don't know if that was good. Bird, okay. Chespin feels so weird being here. Like, I don't know. Wild Starters is still just a wild concept for me to wrap around. What was the first game that they did that in? Honestly, thank God they did, because thank God I can get the starters in a different ball. Nope. I think the worst thing that could ever happen to me is if one day they release a better looking Pokeball that I like. Because that means all my shinies are just invalid. Like if they release like a cool purple ball in Gen 10, I'm cooked. Shame my favorite color is the Master Ball, and that ball is ugly as all hell. Genuinely hideous. In every way, shape, or form. Like I don't like the little like bulbs on it. It's got the little like side boob things. I don't like the M. Like we really had to put like the initial just in case you forgot it was a Master Ball. I don't know, bro. It ain't me. Oh, that Dusk Ball. It's so like... It's just cool. It's a cool ball. It's all about the purple smoke for me, really. The ball itself is like pretty fun. Imagine being a Pokeball enjoyer, dude. I was for a bit. I'm like, I have some pizzazz. A little bit of personality. Especially in this game, bro. I throw that Pokemon out, you gotta see that purple smoke. That's important. Teach you a lot about a person, the ball they pick. I do genuinely think I like luxury the best. I just don't. I don't know. It just feels a little too bougie for me. Like visually, I definitely like it the best. Do I have a luxury ball on me? Like, let me see. I mean, do I get it in the wild zone for this first? How do you catch a Pokemon? I literally forgot. I don't like the orange stripe is the thing. It was just like the black and like the gold and the white. Quick's honestly not bad. I kind of don't hate timer balls, honestly. But I don't like the little effect. Honestly, Premier is pretty good. Is there a role to become a Premier, Chad? Premier balls are just nice. I just don't like the pattern on the dust ball is the thing. Oh, I'm banking on better balls in Gen 10. They'll fix the balls finally. Crazy sentence, but you know what I mean. Alright, it's about 10 o'clock. Let me take one more lap. And we'll see. You know what? I'll finish out the night, actually. Once we get to dawn again, we'll just cut it. It feels like a nice built-in stopping point type thing. Why? Shine for me, sir. Dude, how do people have so many shinies in this game already? This shit is ass. It's actually crazy how many some people have. It's already approaching. That's my good old fake ass DX racer is right behind me. I don't even know what brand that thing is. Sometimes you get good shit on Amazon. And sometimes you don't even get the thing you ordered. Nope. I think we can get it. You know what? I'm feeling good. Why does it feel like that timer is zooming now? Am I crazy? Do I not understand how time works and like a concept? Because that shit is flying, bro. It's going very, very quickly. Nothing. Unlucky. Most unfortunate. I kind of like having a marker. I don't know why. It lets me hyperfixate on something. Why? He's like what? Green, right? He's definitely green. I'm not like insane. I didn't like make that one up. Bro's gotta be green. Like for sure. It's nearly day already? That was like so fast. Like what the fuck? You'd be zooming through this shit now. Like genuinely just flying through. Where is he? I literally couldn't see him. I'm actually stupid. That's like actually crazy that I'm that stupid. Bird. What's up, bird? What's up, plane? I believe. Please. Do it. We got like, what, 2 more in before it turns over? I'm a believer. No. If it kicks over, I think we're actually okay, to be honest. What if he's up there? I believe in him, dude. He could be up there. I forgot how scary that power is. Jesus. All right. Let me see. I have to start rating people at the end of streams, but I don't know anyone. Also, it's not my appropriate time slot, so